back, ladies and gentlemen. And next up is the huge match. It is SK Telecom versus Fnatic. This is what we think will be topping the group. This is the big one.
Actually, it's the two winners of the last matches. So yeah, it's gonna be the first part of the group A. It's gonna be in this match.
You mentioned this earlier. The Fnatic guys have played against some of these people in solo queue in Korea. I don't know. Is that any help at all?
I think it wasn't solo queue. I think it was in the OGN.
Well, if you remember, they took part in OGN, didn't they? In the OGN Spring.
Yeah, but that team obviously wasn't around then.
I think they were playing on another team. I'm not quite sure. But I think Pekka told me they play against some of them already.
Well, Reaper D was in Azubu, of course.
Of course, he was a Zubu Blaze who went on to win the OGN Spring when they were there. He would have played against them. I know Horo's pretty well known as well. So, I mean, there's a couple of players in there that I'm sure they're going to recognize. You know, they spent a long time over there as well in Korea. They went to Taiwan. So, you know, that sort of region, them region servers. I think it was before the Korean server was even opened, wasn't it? Was it Was OGN Spring when the Korean server opened?
No, the Korean server opened in November last year.
November last year? Wow. So it's already over a year old. Just had its 1 year.
We released the special Shaco skin with the traditional Korean dancing mask.
Just imagine how scary they're going to be in 2-3 years' time.
I don't want to.
It's a scary, scary prospect. So what are we expecting here then? We've just seen Fnatic have a great victory. We saw SK Telecom have a shaky victory over Mouse Sports to start with, but once they settled in, they were very strong. What are we thinking, picks and bans?
I will say they will try to again ban Unrated and probably something of Reckless, because again, like Reckless Edreal, he played amazing. You cannot try to ban Peke, because Peke can play like everything on mid lane. You can't try to ban Soath, because Soath can play everything.
Is there a bit of love going on here?
It's not about love.
Bit of Peke love.
Is this about Peke and Soath are playing like all the champion. We can play like all the APs, all the top laners. They play almost everything. They are probably two of the few European players that play almost everything.
And honestly, that's what we used to say about Moscow 5. There used to be a stage where you couldn't ban out certain... You had to aim certain champions, but you were going to allow others through. And that seems to be really what the best teams can do. They have that ability to be able to play a multitude of champions.
I think on M5 was different, because M5 had like... Alex and Darian has like 5-6 picks, where they were probably one of the best in the world with that picks.
Yeah.
In this case, Peke has like probably 10-15 picks. He's not the best in the world, of course not, but he's amazing with all of them. That's something that no other player I see in Europe doing that. Also with Soath, it's the same. Like, he's not the best, probably with Lee Sin, he's one of the best, okay? Top Lee Sin. But with the rest, with Malphite, he's not the best Malphite, he's not the best Sen. But he play everything amazing.
We are actually in the picks and bans already, and we saw very, very fast the first two bans were Blitzcrank and Jax, and then they took a while to think about the Rengar.
I don't know why actually they banned Rengar, they had first pick. That surprised me.
Maybe Reaper D doesn't play Rengar?
I don't know, I actually don't know.
He's no McNoon.
That video, oh man.
If you've not seen McNoon, ladies and gentlemen, the OGN Winter, you need to watch it.
Now they ban Lee Sin, and they probably will try to first pick or Diana or Syra as well. We have Syra open, or even Ezreal. Ezreal was probably the best pick from Reckless. Let's see what they do now.
And Vayne, then again, it depends on what they pick for the enemy support. The decision of Reckless if he can pick Vayne or not. I see.
And they banned out Lee Sin actually. Lee Sin actually played. Soaz played Lee Sin against the Zubu Blaze, against Flame, and he absolutely destroyed him. So maybe that's a bit of
Diana,
a bit of work. And as you expected, the Diana ban. Cho'Gath possibly going to come in as the first pick here.
Silent's been playing a lot of Cho'Gath recently. Yeah,
but I think Silent also play really. There we go. That's the two picks I said he's gonna.
You did mention that you wanted that.
Well done.
Well, I said he's gonna do. It's the first time I pronounced something good right. It's like I said.
Well, you predicted Vayne wasn't going to work in the last game. To be fair,
yeah, that was perfect.
Yeah.
But I said SK is gonna pick either Ezreal or Syra. They picked Cho'Gath, so it's perfect for Fnatic. They go Syra, Ezreal. It's probably their best combo in bottom lane.
Yeah. Enrated, I know he loves playing Syra.
Even if you said Enrated is like the most famous Leon, I think Enrated lately was playing a lot of Syra and was destroying everyone with Syra.
Ooh, the Vayne against the Zyra lane.
Vayne's Sona combo is not that bad. I mean, is better than against Leona. You cannot play Vayne against Leona. I think.
Well,
I'm not a bottom.
You
I'm
can
not a.
lose Vayne against Leona.
You will lose.
Yeah.
It's not like you can lose. You will lose.
Yeah.
I'm not like a really good bottom lane player, but still, like everyone can know that Leona you shut down Vayne.
How is it gonna go with Vayne against Zyra though? If Zyra ever gets the root on her, is that a big deal or is it not a big deal?
Zyra get the root on Vayne is only because Vayne failed.
I see.
I mean, Vayne has the Q.
Yes.
Vayne has a tumble to use dodge every time you want it. It's fine. That combo is fine. You can play Vayne Son against Zyra Ezreal. I think it's pretty fine. And that combo, I like it.
Well, here's something that Jason's going to be saying a lot of. Katarina being locked. And we saw it in Singapore. So strong with a Mumu to go with him. Curse of the Sad Mummy. Great big A along with the Zyra ultimate as well. That's a great combo straight away for Fnatic. What would you do to respond against it? They've got the Crescendo. They've got the Rupture. But they need some sort of AP hero here.
First of all, you need something to stop Katarina. Like some kind of silence or anything. I will even say like in jungle will be a good pick Maokai. And Season 2 Maokai was really strong.
Ooh.
And you go with Kha'Zix.
Interesting.
I'd be delighted. I think.
You're on a bit of a Kha'Zix spin, Sean.
I've been playing a lot of Kha'Zix lately. I absolutely love that champion right now.
TF.
Twisted Fate. So that the Kha'Zix top lane, Twisted Fate mid. Twisted Fate against Katarina mid.
It's pretty even. I mean, in one-on-one is of course Katarina gonna win, but as Twisted Fate, you don't get like completely outlaned by Katarina. There are some champions.
There it is, locked in. Yes.
Malphite.
I'm excited.
Malphite is open.
It's probably gonna be a pick. I was gonna say like they need some AoEs. Malphite is a good option, but also Zen is open, and Zen is a completely counter to TF.
Of course, because they can just move along. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. That's
so let's see what they're gonna do. I actually think that Soath could go TP. But no, it's going Katarina TP.
What? Xin Zhao?
Xin Zhao top, yeah.
Really? Okay. All right.
Since top, oh yes, he is on top,
teleport,
yeah.
with teleport, like
Yeah. No, without teleport. It's Pekka with teleport.
Is Pekka. Yeah, okay.
Katarina.
I see, yeah. Okay, so that's
and
the
now you realize the champion pool of Soath.
Yeah.
Is it even like he will stop playing all the champions or he will just surprise all of us playing another champion every tournament?
I'm blown away. I'm going to see Kha'Zix versus Xin Zhao, top lane. Soaz versus Reaper. Reaper has been playing Kha'Zix non-stop. That's why I've started playing it, because Soaz played, and Soaz, remember, played it at IPL 5.
Right.
So he's going to know exactly what he's up against, and he obviously clearly seems to think Xin Zhao's going to counter it well. I mean, he's picked it into it.
Yeah, that's true. How does that work? How do you see that working? Like, what abilities of Xin Zhao work against Kha'Zix?
It's not like Xin Zhao gonna work against Kha'Zix. It's more like Xin Zhao works against Vayne. Because you just jump on Vayne, just ultimate instantly, and just push everyone away from Vayne. So you can try to kill Vayne in 1 second. The thing is, I have to say, I really like the SK combo, the SK Telecom. Let's say SK Telecom so people don't get me wrong.
People that have been getting confused by SKT, they're like, why is there a T on the end of SK?
Yeah, it's SK Telecom. So I really like it because Vayne is probably not really good on laning. It's like Ezreal is better on laning, we know that. But they have TF. They have TF to help Vayne to go out of lane. So I really like SK Telecom combo over Fnatic combo.
It's a full-on aggression comp, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how it plays out. Joe and Jason, take it away.
So here we go then, top of the table clash, SK Telecom versus Fnatic. Both teams look great in their first game. I still think Fnatic look the strongest that we've seen so far here though, Jason in Group A. What's your thoughts on how this one's going to go?
All I know is SK Telecom, Horo's playing Shogat, and that's one of his best junglers. There's another one, not going to mention what it is on stream, but we might see a little bit later. But, I mean, Kha'Zix top. How many times do you see him play top, and how well does Soaz know how to counter that?
Yeah, Demon's official I am a Soaz fanboy came out there when we saw that Kha'Zix, and he said, hey, I start playing that because of Soaz. That looked like fun. Will we see Demon now always go into Xin Zhao when we play with him? That's something that we're going to learn here. And exactly how this Xin Zhao does in this top lane against Kha'Zix. Right now, Fnatic set up in the bottom side of the river. Ezreal actually in that middle lane. I'm interested to see, giving Ezreal Zyra over to Reckless and Enrated, who, probably playing with their favorite champions right now, so that can always give you a nice mental start to the game. I'm excited to see Twisted Fate as well on Mightily, one of his most played and most successful champion picks as well. So it's certainly a lot to be watching in this game from the start. We can see that Soa's actually going back, so he's going to get himself as early as he can in towards this top lane. Doesn't like we'll see any level 1 action, unlike the last game, which is where it all went crazy at level 1. We can see the Wraith start for Horo here on the bottom side of his jungle, but Fnatic are going to come in with 4 men down towards this red buff, and we'll see what SK Telecom can really do to stop this from happening. There's a ward put down, so they're going to have vision inside of this brush, but that's nicely done from Fnatic, leashing it right around that backside so that they are not in that ward area, and there is Smiter down by Cyanide. Nice first buff steal from Fnatic.
And what's really scary about both these teams is they're all playing champions they're very comfortable with. I know Starlast is a really good Sona player. Xpeke as well. I mean, on his Katarina, he's pretty well known for it as well. Not as, you know, well known as some other players, but still, he's very good at...
Level 1 fight. Look at Soaz going in here onto Reaper. Can't quite finish it off, though. Reaper going very, very low there, right at the very start. And that just shows you what Soaz has planned here, to go super aggressive, deny Reaper as much as he can, and try and pick up these kills from that. But high action start, that red buff being taken away. Soaz already using his Ignite down in this bottom lane. Meanwhile, in the middle, we can see that XPK actually putting good pressure onto Twisted Fate. And a lot of teams say the best way to beat the Korean way of playing is to play even more aggressive than them. And it looks like Fnatic going to be trying for something like that here.
And that's the one thing that kind of throws teams off, is that are you really comfortable playing really aggressive? You do see the goal coming out, but Xpeke, once he notices that, he kind of goes in, does some good harass. As you saw, Miley currently, or was at half health, having to pop another health pot just to stay in the lane. And there he goes, jumps right on top of him, gets him back down to half health, just walks away right after that.
Yeah, constant harassment going to be coming out of PK in his top lane, in the mid lane, sorry. In the top lane, though, Reaper now got himself up to a nice, healthy position as he tries to farm his way to victory underneath this tower, doing a good job of that so far as well. And Amumu actually there in the river. They did ping his position. Not sure exactly how they 100% spotted that one, but Twisted Fate is going to know that Cyanide is headed in there, but he's a bit out of position, to be honest with you, as Katarina jumps in. This could be bad. Bandage toss. Wow, nice flash away from Mightily. He waited for that bandage toss to come his way, flashed away from it, keeping himself alive. Still no first blood in the early stages of this one.
Yeah, Cyanide's not one to really miss those bandage tosses, so great play out of him. Stays alive. However, now down with that flash, going to give Xpeke a little bit of an advantage in that lane. And bot lane, I'm really surprised that Vayne's been keeping his lane push so far, because she's one of the slowest champions, or AD champions, that actually push a lane back at you. And so you see the top lane, Reaper still getting very low right now. Soaz looking pretty healthy in lane.
The bandage toss has landed in the middle. I can't quite believe that was at max range. Can they get into finish? Yes, they can. Katarina, first blood, Jason. I've got a feeling we might be saying that a little bit more here today.
Katarina. Wasn't there even a drinking game that was made after that when we were casting in Singapore?
And everyone was absolutely sloshed by the end. I'm sure as Horo is going to get hit with the bandage toss. Rupture may just be enough to keep him safe. Yeah, PK not super healthy. Certainly didn't want to get anywhere near that turret with the Cho'Gath on him as well. But a good start again coming out for Fnatic. And yeah, as Demon said, we're probably going to say Katarina a lot during this one. Some of the other games that we've had with Katarinas in recently at IEM Singapore, plus qualifiers as well, where Katarina's just been amazing. It almost got boring saying her name after a while because we saw that much of her. And I'm just wondering if that's going to end up being the same here. Fnatic almost at a 1,000 gold lead right in the early stages, 5 minutes gone.
I know I always fancy Katarina, even if it's completely one-sided. But one thing to point out, expect a running teleport. And Joe, we always talk about, oh, a nice extra aggressive moves landing right there. And a little bit of harass out of those plants, but we talk about teleport. And if you don't make use out of it, it's basically a wasted summoner spell.
Yeah, meanwhile, we have got Cho'Gath coming in. We'll get back to that one in a second. The silence does go down. There's a knock-up onto Enrated as well. Actually, the Condemn pretty much getting him away there, but he will get taken down from Starlast. In the end, they turn it around. Horo is actually burning here from that Ignite, but that will be okay for him, and that will bring us back to 1-1 gold. Bang even now as well as we go in. And that's the danger of Zyra. She is very, very squishy.
Yeah, she is, but her range on all of her abilities are insane. The damage she can do is insane as well. Touch on the top one a little bit real quick, Joe. Reaper, I mean, he was really behind early on because of the level 1 fight, but look at him right now. Pretty much tied in CS, has the Ninja Tabbies, and you see Soaz has that Doran's blade, just a little bit more damage, give him a little bit more lifesteal in lane, but he's also playing a lot more passive now.
Oh, as they go head-to-head once agaad.
Yeah.
Soaz just going to knock him up. And he's going in. It looks like he's going to go pretty much full in on this Soaz. Is he going to dash over? No, he's not. Reaper will have just done enough there to stop him chasing down. Will Reaper go back? They've spotted Mumu there in this top side via that ward in the tri-bush. So Reaper knows that he's not in any danger right now of being ganked by Mumu. And they stay safe there. The CS actually pretty even. A slight advantage for Soaz in his top lane. Meanwhile, in the middle, PK putting down pressure. He did go fairly low from that one as Twisted Fate did go back. So really a lot of back and forth action so far.
Just want to make sure to mention this. Reaper actually did evolve his W first, which you see out of any cast. You do see a gank coming, but doesn't actually get the knock-up on him. He levels with that W, so he hops in a bush, pops it on you, does a great amount of AoE damage. It heals him if he's close to minions, and it slows you. And that makes Kaz just so strong in that lane as you see him pushed up again. He even has the leap to get away if need be. And Joe, one thing we have to mention, Miley isn't even level 6 yet. Like with that early gank as he just hits level 6. But yeah, so he isn't able to apply the pressure around the map as we do see them still engaging. Twisted Fate popping that ultimate and coming into the top lane.
Yeah, he is coming in. They are going to get that stun down onto Soaz, but Reaper is tanking the turret. He's going to go down. Soaz will die, or will he in his top lane? No, he won't. Jason, Katarina.
Yeah, and that is what we're saying with the teleport. If you don't make use out of it, and as we saw, Expected clearly made great use out of it. Picking up a double kill right there. A 3-0 Katarina, has Stork Boots already, has Imp Tomb. And Joe sitting on another 800 gold. We could see that Haunting Guys coming out fairly shortly. And as we do see Soaz in the top lane going for his Brutalizer. Obviously not going to see a Black Cleaver since the item is a little bit different in this patch. But still, we will see that Yomi's coming out eventually. And it's going to give him that good advantage in the top lane because of the armor that Kha'Zix is building. It'll make him just do that much more damage and really apply a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and after that kill coming in as well, I mean, it was pretty insane.
Revolver instead, sorry.
Huh?
Oh, you actually went for Revolver instead of a Haunting Guys.
Okay. Yeah, and after that double kill in top, I honestly didn't think that Soaz was going to survive that one. But that's the beauty of Katarina coming in there, managed to keep him alive and secure a double kill nonetheless. It was a bit poorly executed, I'd say, though, from SK Telecom. You know, the whole fact that Reaper, who was already low, ended up tanking the turret somehow going in there was definitely not an ideal situation to be in, as we see Soaz instantly diving straight in on top of Reaper to do as much damage as he can, put as much pressure onto him as he can. In the bottom lane, CS banging even currently.
Oh, Xpeka, he's making a trip down to the spawn line right now, put up some more since he has a couple on him. And this is going to be really bad for SK Telecom.
You can see doing as much damage as he can underneath this turret. There is a Zyra ultimate coming down. You and Me gets knocked in the air. Exhaust coming down onto Katarina, who dives in there, gets the kill. Crescendo underneath the turret, actually, but PK is going to walk away from this one for now. We do have Twisted Fate coming around the side of Mumu. Bandage toss actually missed onto him, but they're not really in any danger of going down from that one. And that is Katarina again. I told you we're going to be bored of saying it, Jason, by the end of this one. 4-0-1. And that snowball effect is in full flow.
Yes, it is. That is terrible to go up against. You see the Ruby Crystal, so that Haunting Guys will be coming out shortly. I mean, the total gold he's accumulated, 3,700. Highest but compared to his opponent in the mid lane, 2,200 almost. And Twisted Fate, he's one of those champions. If you don't snowball early on by getting some great ganks off in the top and bot lane, then he's going to be not useless late game, but obviously nowhere near as powerful as he could be.
Yeah, and this is what we were really waiting for. I think this game, Fnatic versus SK Telecom, was going to tell us a lot about how this group is all going to end up finishing off, as Horo just going in here on towards PK, but, well, quite frankly, not really doing that much damage to him. He's got Heart of Gold, nothing really else there to write home about. Mumu got that Philosopher's Stone in there already. PK, Sorcerer's Shoes, plus that Vamp Scepter. That'd be a revolver, obviously. Getting mixed up myself. So, just a very hard lane now for Mightily on his Twisted Fate, which, let's not forget here, Mightily is a fantastic Twisted Fate player. He's played it a lot and to great success as well, as he just goes up there. And that's one thing you've always got to keep in mind, as we do see PK jumping in, even with that stun card down on him already coming in. He's not scared of going aggressive here on towards Mightily.
Yeah, look at the CS difference right now. It's 23 at the moment in that mid lane. And it's really going to be hard for TF to come back from that. He does have boots mobility, though. I don't know if we touched on that, as I do see Cho'Gath as well. So he's going to have that ability to run around. And he's getting pretty low here, but Xpeka, he knows what he's doing. He's reducing the top lane, again coming in, and he knocks him away. Actually, leaped away, sorry about that. But one thing that... Actually, I'm going to let you do this team fight.
Yeah, we've got You and Me coming down here, and Twisted Fate getting involved, and he comes right on top of the Zyra plant. That wasn't intended. Knockup going to come down onto Reckles, and there is a double kill coming out. It's Vayne that picks up the second one. Reckless went down to Cho'Gath, and, well, even though the Twisted Fate kind of was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Came down. Zyra did a great thing of just sticking that plant right where he was coming in, got that kill.
Yeah, it was great time to knock him up right as he got there. And one thing that's given Xpeke that huge advantage in the mid lane and those 4 kills is that Fnatic kind of camped it early on. We saw him go in for that bandage toss onto Miley, missed it because he flashed away, but came back around, got another kill. And they're just starting to snowball. And the thing is with Katarina, it doesn't matter if she has all the kills because she's Katarina.
Yeah.
Just waits for someone to get low, hops in, and just uses that snowball. Actually, sorry, the reset over and over. And I'm waiting for you to just say, gets the first reset, gets a second. But hopefully we'll see that in a little bit. We do see Dragon Star for SK Telecom, though. And they should be taking that pretty easily. And the gold lead, not as big as I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's pretty even. I mean, considering what's happening right now. We have just seen Dragon actually being taken down, which is certainly going to help SK Telecom out to stay in this one in terms of the gold. We can see boots of mobility all over the place. Twisted Fate with them, Cho'Gath with them, Mamumu with them. So plenty of mobility all across the board from this Brutalizer. It's now finished off for Xin Zhao in this top lane. He's done his job of taking down this turret, got a CS lead from the lane, and obviously that double kill that he helped set up earlier on for Katarina, really helping things out. We'll see now what his next task will be. I mean, this middle turret is down. Bottom turret will surely be a target coming in this near future, but it's a nice little lead for Reckless in this ES as well. I mean, it's going to come even with these waves coming in for Vayne, so that's not really too much to worry about for SK Telecom. Looks like he's going to head straight up towards that Phantom Dancer. Zeal is already complete for you and me on Vayne. Whereas Ezreal, pickaxe going into that build, which he's done so often, which is, you know, not the traditional Trinity Force Ezreal, but more into that Infinity Edge plus the Phantom Dancer afterwards. Yeah,
if it's not broke, don't fix it. As he's shown time and time again, it's completely not broken. We do see Horo. He picks up an Oracle on his Cho'Gath there. We don't see one currently out of Fnatic, so that's going to cause a little bit of a map advantage for SK Telecom. But the thing is, and Joe, you always talk about this, that mid turret down, and that is a huge thing for Fnatic.
We actually had a discussion with Aranea last night about it as well, like my pet peeve about losing mid-turrets and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, he obviously agreed that that outer turret in the middle is probably the most important objective at this stage of the game.
It's
getting that down, you lose the vision on the control, obviously, then with it as well. We can see that Piqué just pushing in this middle lane, not scared to go past that turret that he'd taken down earlier to keep harassing as much as he can. And Fnatic are pressuring this bottom lane as well as they go.
I'm wrong yet again on Xpeke. Looks like he's going for the actual Gunblade. We do see another snare happen in the bot lane. Not really get too much damage, but I mean, that's just Zyra. You see the plants end rated so good on Zyra, as we saw time and time again. I believe at IPL 5. And it's just, it applies a lot of harass to Vayne, though. They have that sustain lane on the top lane.
So I was actually going very, very low here. He tried to run away. I imagine probably would have been better off staying there to do that damage onto Reaper, but obviously knew that it was going to go down either way and decides to just walk away and die with a stab in the back. So that leaves us at 6-4. Root actually landing there again onto Vayne, but this turret slowly but surely is going down. Less than half HP. Yeah, and Cyanide may get involved now. He's got an Oracle, so he knows he's not been spotted in the tri-bush, and with this next wave he might get under the turret. They know Katarina's there. If Katarina actually comes down, that might be a bit of a obvious thing to happen. Is actually we are going to see Twisted Fate ultimate pop there just to give that vision, and then they'll say, oh wow, Amumu's there, Katarina's around as well, as they've come back to stop this red buff being stolen away. Will work out, goes over to Vayne, but therefore losing this bottom turret.
It looks like Reaper, though, will be able to get the turret on the top lane just to even it out just a little bit. Obviously, they are down one turret right after this dies. And, I mean, they still have that mid-turret available for Fnatic, which, like you were saying before, gives you that great control, gives you that great vision. We do have Dragon coming up fairly shortly, and like you said, signing with that Oracle, going to be able to clear any wards that are there. And Fnatic, I mean, they're mostly grouped up. I mean, we do have Soaz in the top lane, still just trying to keep it pressured, since all those turrets are down. Well, the 2 turrets are down for both teams, but still the CS, I mean, dead even in the top lane, even after that double kill that we saw go over to Katarina.
Vayne might get caught out here. It's all going to be about the Root. She is going to be going home. There is the Root going down. The ultimate as well from Zyra. Starlast actually putting down his ultimate, but Katarina dives in there. Vayne going to condemn him against the wall. There's the Ezreal ultimate. Actually, he walked pretty much into that one as Cho'Gath comes across the side as well. And PK going to be waiting here for those cooldowns to all come off. Needs another one to get the full reset on that ultimate. pretty much. But SK Telecom look like they may want to push this one back as a flash comes over. Silence onto PK. Actually gets away from the rupture. Pops his W for that extra movement speed. Then will Shumpo away. But here comes Mightily. Gets the stun card down. Wild cards as well. Flash. And there is Kha'Zix, who's now going to jump over onto Reckless. Here comes Cyanide though. Where is that ultimate out of him? I think that might be all she wrote for this one. Cyanide backs away. And a nice little engagement. They've taken down PK for the first time in the game.
Yeah, and get a nice little killing spree going over to Reaper, which he's going to definitely need in this lane. He does have that Hex Drinker, which is going to help out for all the AP damage that Katarina is able to put out. And the thing is, they have so many ways to stop her if they really need to. They have the Crescendo, they Condemn, they have a stun card, they have a knockup, a silence, and it's just all about how he can play at the end of the game. But items, I mean, we should probably go into that just a little bit. We do have the Fan Dancer done for Vayne. We do have the Gunblade done for Katarina. We do have Ezreal working towards Infinity's Edge, as he typically does. And the Bruisers having the Brutalizers apiece. So overall, the items aren't really stacked in one's favor.
Yeah, pretty even stuff on that
at the moment, obviously.
Yeah, with that Gunblade, it's going to be hurted, I think is the right word for it. We'll see how they get into these next fights. Like you said, they've got good amount of CC to really control that one, but it's all about timing and not being caught out like we saw in that bottom lane there. We'll see how we go forward with that, as there's another stack for Cho'Gath, just feasting down on that minion. Meanwhile, in this top lane, Reaper actually going to walk in towards Cyanide. Bandage Toss comes in. Actually, a little bit slow of a reaction there from Soaz. But Reaper will just jump away, keep himself safe, and now PK in this bottom lane might be in trouble as well. Here comes Sona. Where's the Crescendo? It's not off cooldown just yet. They can't really lock PK down. He will walk away scot-free from that situation.
And as you see on your screen, we do have Dragon coming up at 18:02, so we'll be up very shortly. We do have Soaz in the top lane, though, and Reaper actually heading over in that direction. Oh, a little bit off as you do see Dragon pop up, but still, SK Telecom, they got the first Dragon, and if they can pick up this next one, it's going to keep them in the game even a little bit more. And, well, Soaz actually backing right now. I was expecting a team fight to break out since both teams did have timers on it. And they are starting to work for it. Horo still has an Oracle, gets a nice Rupture on N-rated. I'm not really going to go in on that. And this could be really bad. Oh, we do have actually Expecting in the top lane pushing it. He has that teleport available if he needs to. And this could really decide where the game's going to go if we could have a major engagement here, Joe.
Yeah, and with PK in that top lane, they may decide to just go in for this one, but they've delayed it long enough that Xin Zhao is going to be coming down towards that Dragon area as well. As you said, Katarina can afford to just push, and then use that teleport when needed. And here is Dragon down to half HP. It's actually going to be taken there by SK Telecom, but the ultimates are flying. Horo going to go down, and Rated is low. Reaper should finish him off there with that one, and then jump away. Well, look at PK. He's in on this one. He's going to pick himself up. That one kill actually ends up dying in the end. But now You and Me is in a lot of trouble, because he's going to try and escape from this one, headed in towards the brushes. Which way is he going to go? He's going to go top side, and Reckless going to Arcane Shift in there and should be able to finish this one off. Yes, he does. You and Me trying to micro it up as much as he possibly could there to escape, but didn't quite work out. That leaves us at 11-7 for Fnatic. They may lose this outer turret in the middle lane, though, with Reaper so heavily focused on it.
It was a 4-for-2 trade in favor of Fnatic, but they did lose that Dragon, as you saw Haro just nom it down as it was low enough, but I mean, SK Telecom, they're not that far behind, as you saw. I mean, they did lose the fight, obviously, because XPK got so many resets, but the Silent Ultimate wasn't, you know, perfect. We didn't see a lot of actual good ultimates land, but still, they are in the game. They're not out in any way or form. And as you do see, they go 28.3 thousand to the 30,000, and the 3 turrets to 2. So I really can't say that SK's out in any way, as I repeat myself.
SK Telecom.
SK Telecom.
Don't forget. So, you see Cyanide, been watching him last few seconds going about his route, just getting a ward down in the back of that Baron pit. Does have an Oracle running. Just wanted to check over with SK Telecom. Actually, no Oracle at this stage. Not on Cho'Gath, not on Sona. So that Vision Warp will be going in Fnatic's favor. But we're 20 minutes into this one, and it's still not at that point where you can call a winner from this. They need to be controlling PK. I mean, the kills are now decently spread. Reckless 314, Katarina 525, and Mumu 202. Just picked up a Giant's Belt to give him that extra health. I guess him moving up towards that Sunfire cape from that one. As Rupture just shumpoed away from. by XPK. So a bit of a lull in the action from this one, as both teams trying to figure out what that next move is going to be and what the wise thing to do would be in this situation after 21 minutes.
Yeah, let's look at the kills death real quick. And Miley's 0-4, and like you were saying before, this is one of his most played champions. He's really successful at it, but he's being shut down so well this game. And the point where his ultimate is really useful is past in that laning phase where he can gank.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good to give him vision when they obviously try to go for or try to stop a Baron. As Cyanide still has his Oracle, but you see Hora lose it in that last team fight. But he's not seeming to get in that groove that he needs to really carry this game. And he's down 50 CS practically at the moment.
Yeah. We just saw Reaper there in the top lane waiting for Soaz to push that a little bit too far and then jump all over his face, which he decided not to do in the end. And we'll just farm up. That's 160 to 177 between the top laners. Jungle pretty much bang even. Katarina got a big lead for the two mid laners, and the AD carries almost bang even. 172 to 174. Vayne, Phantom down to finish. BF Sword already in there. On the other side, Infinity Edge is already done for Ezreal, so both going into their first major items. Vayne, though, as we know, just gets stronger and stronger and stronger as the game goes on.
Yeah, Fnatic's racing against time right now because if Vayne gets that fed, if they can protect him well enough, he can single-handedly win these team fights, which we saw in game number 1 between Mousesports and SK Telecom. Is that, you know, Mousesports, they ran in Ezreal. They didn't really have someone with strong damage. They had a really tanky lineup and had really good protection, but without the, you know, the Vayne of the Kog'Maw, which we're seeing SKT have, they just couldn't finish it off. But SK Telecom, like I was just saying with Vayne, Phantom Dancer done, BF Sword going to that Bloodthirster next. It's going to create a lot of problems since they will try to jump on her, obviously. Has that cleanse to get away, has a crescendo, but with that extra life still going to help him survive. And Expect is going to have a tough time if SKT keeps getting tankier and tankier to really get these resets.
Well, here we go. Soaz going in. Zyra ultimate's going to be a good one. It's going to knock 4 up. There's the Curse of the Sad Mummy. And Katarina going to town. Double kill for Xin Zhao. Piqué actually flashes away, gets the kill, comes in, picks up a triple, and that is going to be it. The ace for Fnatic, not losing a single man. And it was the ultimate. The Zyra ultimate was absolutely bang on. Then you had the Curse of the Sad Mummy, and that's where Katarina really shines against a team that, well, can't do anything against it for a good 5 seconds while they're being stunned up.
And that's why you don't give Fnatic their most played champions. You gave him Ezreal, you gave him Zyra, you even gave him Katarina, and they're going to definitely punish you for that. So Ace, like you just said, Baron even might be taken with them as they still have that Oracle. They could clear this ward, or maybe they'll pull the same. Yep, they're pulling the same Vicious, walking right by it. But still, they should have enough time. We do have Miley. Ulti going to be up in about 20 seconds. Going to be a little bit too late. And that should be the first Baron of the game going over Fnatic.
Yeah, just trying to click on it.
Yeah, it's having trouble too.
Right on top of it. Well, that's going to go down yet. And they're not going to be able to do a thing about it, SK Telecom, and that puts Fnatic 7,000 gold in the lead, which, again, considering it's 16 to 7, 5-2 in turrets, is not that much of a gold lead for Fnatic, as we are seeing the Twisted Fate ultimate being popped. Is he going to come in? No, he's not. He's going to go into that top lane. But that must be quite a lot of gold all over Fnatic. Yeah, 2.5k on Katarina, 2,000 on Zyra even. So that's a support's dream, as we do see first Shurelia's being picked up there. And the pickaxe plus a zeal for Ezreal and a needlessly large rod for Zyra. Why
support
not?
Getting AP. Yeah, I mean, going to build into his Zonias eventually, but still, the AP, I mean, sure he does enough damage as it is, and with the control of her ultimate, like we just saw in that last team fight, pairing that up with a Mumu, it's just so devastating. Like Katarina do what she needed, but the items, I mean, they're starting to get completely out of hand right now. I mean, there's really not much SK Telecom can do against this when they're this far behind. You know, it's about a 6,000, actually it is a 6,000 gold lead in favor of Fnatic. And they are, you know, with this barreling down mid lane, they really want to get an inhibitor here. And with the composition they have, they easily can dive under these turrets.
Well, that turret is down. There's a ward that was almost put in its place there, just to give them that extra vision. Fnatic pushing in. Katarina actually going to be going into that bottom lane. Teleport is up, so all good from her side of things. I mean, it's even almost better that they start a fight here, 4v5 with Katarina coming in, because it's harder to pin her down while the craziness of a team fight's going off. When she actually teleports in and comes later to the fight, this bottom turret, the inner turret, well, I was about to say the final inner turret, but there's still one in that top lane. But either way, the second inner turret is going to go down here. We'll see if they can get in on towards this inhibitor. Obviously, the middle lane has a naked inhibitor, so that's probably the easiest target for them to go for.
The thing is, if SK Telecom lose this team fight, if they lose all members and they maybe kill 2 or 3 of Fnatic, they will lose the game because they will be able to push it for the win. Yeah. You have Cyanide, I mean, he's very tanky now, 120 armor, has a lot of health, but then the rest of his team is going to be able to do so much damage to these turrets inhibitors.
Oh, there we go. Bandit Sauce is going to land from Cyanide. Decides not to go with the ulti from that one. But they've taken an inhibitor, and Fnatic will be happy with that one. Surprised to see them not really head straight up towards his top lane. Actually, it looks like they want to have the inhibitor on this bottom lane as well, rather than just going for that inner turret.
Yeah, they still have Baron for quite a while, so they can really drag these out while that mid lane finally pushes, get that extra regen from it, and they should have quite an easy time taking this. Like I was saying, if they dive into tower and get an ace, the game is over, and they have the team to do it if they want.
Here we go then. Shirley is going to be popped. Oh, bandage toss not landed. That was the go from Fnatic in that situation, but they are going to go in there. So as getting condemned against the wall won't make too much of a difference to him though. And they're going to continue trying to push down inhibitor number 2. Attack speed buff on the Ezreal W going over to Soaz there, which you've been seeing quite a lot of him. Brilliant use of Ezreal's kit. And that will be 2 inhibitors down with that Baron, and this inner turret in the top lane is for the taking as well as Horo actually going to get caught out here. There's the curse of the Sad Mummy. Ultimate comes across. Zyra ulti will not quite get the knockups that they wanted, but Fnatic are walking through them. Vayne in a lot of trouble. Vayne will go down. Reaper tries to get away. Actually brought PK closer into his teammate there. A little bit unlucky, but that's how it goes. They're going to focus down this first Nexus turret. Second one will go with it as well. Reaper going to jump in there for one last try at stopping this happening, but we see PK actually ulting in there. The Nexus turrets are down. The Nexus is being focused. They have slowly, if not surely, as Soaz dives in towards the fountain there for a final kill, which he doesn't quite get, but the Nexus will die, and Fnatic will take out SK Telecom T1 here and go 2-0 in Group A.
And they had to feel really good after that one, because that was probably one of their hardest opponents in this group. And during
the hardest.
Yep, exactly. And we saw in that last fight, I mean, mindedly, he's 0-6 in this game. I'm sure the analysis test will go all into it, but they just left him because they weren't worried about him. He had no damage. All he had was a Zonia's and that Negatron cloak, and they just went straight for that Kha'Zix, straight for that Vayne. And even Sona, they just trained on her, and they had no chance there.
Yeah, and Reckless, again, brilliant performance. Ezreal, when are they going to take Ezreal away from him, either with a first pick or a ban? 5-1-11 he finishes. Cyanide didn't get his Cho'Gath this time around, didn't make that much of a difference. The combo was even nicer, paired up with Zyra, having the Zyra ultimate plus the Curse of the Sad Mummy coming in again, just gives Katarina so much time to get everything. And Katarina, speaking of her, ended up 8-11. Tried not to say her name as much as I possibly could.
What
but
champion?
Kind of inevitable, the way that Cyanide, the way that PK played that, especially the start that he got as well. It started amazingly well.
Yep, and that's exactly why they won it, because of that teleport. Yep, but we're going to go over to the analysis test, the not so cool test, I'm going to say, and with Demon, RNA, and Xenon.
Thank you very much, Joe and Jason. Wow, what a game, what a snowball, really, that began so strongly. Honestly, it had a potential to be a really close game. I was excited about that game, honestly. But you just can't stop Katarina once she gets going.
That's what it was.
The reset. The reset starts.
That was literally, you should be a play-by-play caster, man. During the main fights, he was just sitting there going, the resets, the resets, the resets, the resets.
It's just beautiful for team fights. Like every reset, you can just jump, kill. It's just beautiful.
I think everyone that plays Katarina has Scara secretly in their head going, and another reset, another reset. Yeah, so we got a replay to look at, and really it is where it all began, honestly, from our opinion.
We have like 2 moves. It was impressive. Like this one was when SKT tried to kill Soaz, but they forget completely about the teleport. I don't know what they were thinking about, because even without the teleport, Soaz will not die. I think Soaz could just run away. But they forced that, and just like get the early game, and that move teleporting top and getting a double kill. And then we have another point. It was minute 22, where they try a crazy team fight, dive in, but the Mumu hits the ultimate in everyone.
And it was just it was the perfect combination as well. The whole perfect combination. Let's have a look at it in action here.
Ultimate, perfect, and the reset get on.
And you can see it starts off, they get the knock-up, then the Zyra ultimate, then a Mumu, and then Katarina's just cleaning house as well as Soaz, and they just jump around, get the reset, get another reset, absolutely cleaning up there. Triple kill, of course, for Peke, double for Soaz, and well, I mean, really that just set the whole game going, and they went off, got Baron, etc. from then on in. In fact, they may have even had it by then already.
They just got it right after that.
They Baron straight after, yeah.
For me, like, the most important moment of this game was the teleport. Like, it was pretty even game from that moment. It was like 1-0 for Fnatic. It was on mid lane as well. or 1-1. I don't know exactly.
It was, I think it was 1-1.
1-1, yeah, 1-1.
So what do we think of the top lane, actually? I mean, the Kazakhs versus the Sinsao, we saw...
I think it was pretty even.
I think he'd used all 3 health pots right at the beginning,
Yes.
didn't he, Kazakhs?
At level 1, Sinsao make Kazakhs to use all the potions. Like, even Sinsao used Ignite, and Kazakhs can almost kill him. It was really, really low HP.
And Peke in the middle, despite the fact he got the double kill, he was way ahead in CS already.
It was like 25 ahead. It was 30 from TF, 55 from TF. It was amazing.
So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we do have another interview for you guys, so let's get over to Zoe.
All right. We're live.
All right, and we are on, and once more have a guest with us from the winning team. It is Cyanide, and once more, of course, but I love you. We're here as well, so we're going to talk a little bit about the game, who you guys just won, and it looked like a lot of snowballing going on after you guys got the camp in the middle and took the first blood from there on. Did you expect such a fairly easy outcome? I mean, your teammate Pekka has been fairly confident going into that game.
Yeah, well, after we did so good at all the tournaments we were in, I think we were pretty confident going against any opponent pretty much.
Give us a little bit of a rundown of the picks and bans, because there is a lot of information out for SK Telecom. They play a lot of certain champions like Kazakh's top, Reaver plays them quite a bit. Did you guys try to focus any picks or bans there?
We just banned the stuff we might think is annoying, so we didn't really have a plan going into it.
Kind of walk us through a little bit about your team fighting, because you're the jungler, you're the Amumu, you're the guy that's going to initiate and make the plays happen. How do you guys kind of go with that? Is it a group call? Is someone else on your team going to call, the actual play?
Well, we've played enough, so we know if one guy is off position, we're just going to see it, so we're just going to go on that guy, and yeah, pretty much. There isn't really much calling, because you have to react so fast, so it's just one guy like shouting and go, 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 and just jumping in.
Yeah, and Joe and I were talking the entire time about, you can't let Fnatic get their picks. You can't get Reckless on Ezreal. You can't let N-Rated on Zyra. You can't even let Expected on Katarina, as you saw there. And do you think teams are going to start banning these champions from you guys?
Well, I don't know. I think we're fairly good with every champion, especially Peke. It's not like he'd practiced a lot of Katarina. It's just he's a good player, so he knows how to play every hero.
So how did you guys prepare for all the other teams? Do you actually go for like the kind of pick and banning and like deciding on the fact of what they usually play, what you're going to ban? Or is it just like you try to get your own setup up and don't care about whatever they do?
We didn't actually look at the teams too much. Like, we know what to ban against the European guys pretty much, and the Korean guys, we didn't research them too much, so we just banned the stuff that's usually annoying for us and what we noticed that wins a lot against us. So
I have 2 questions here, because this is going to be really important. Group B, who are you guys looking out for?
I don't know, I guess CLG.
And then this question that I know Shox is going to hate me for asking this, but this is the last event you guys are going to be playing with Reckless. How is that going to affect your team in the long run?
I think Reckless is one of the best ADs, so of course if this is going to be our last event with him, it's going to set us back a bit, but I'm confident we can find someone almost as good.
Good.
Well, we guys wish you good luck with that, and we'll let you get back. You only have one more match to go, I think, in your groups, which is against Mouseboards, if I remember that correctly. How confident are you going up against those guys?
Well, we're pretty confident, of course, like always.
Fair enough, sounds good. So we wish you good luck with that. Thanks a lot for joining me, you two guys. And we're going to throw it back over to a quick commercial.